In this video, I'll guide you through the steps to install Python and Visual Studio Code on Windows 10. You can follow the same steps to install it on Windows 7. First, we will install Python, and for that go to python.org. Over here, go to Downloads and select Windows. This shows Python releases for Windows, and I can see a new release Python 3.9.0 which is released just a day ago. I was planning to install Python 3.8, but now we will go for 3.9. So if we check this download tab, on the right side is the download for Windows option. But note that it says that Python 3.9 cannot be used for Windows 7 or earlier. So if you have Windows 7, you can go for Python 3.8, but the steps you will see here are same for Windows 7 as well. I am doing it for Windows 10, so I'll click it and it will start downloading the setup. Once the download is complete, click that and you will see this window. We have option for install now if you want to install it on the default path. Otherwise, if you want to have a different path, you can go for customize installation. Do select this add Python to path and I will go for install now with default path. It will take a few moments to install. Once finished, it's better to click disable path length limit and close it. Python is installed and you can check that from the start menu. You can see these 4 programs which are installed. You can see idle, which is the default IDE for Python. Or else you can just type idle on the Windows search bar and click this application. In this window we can run the Python statements. You can change the font size etc. from options and configure idle. Let's change the size to 20. Over here, after these 3 greater than symbols, we can write Python statements. For example, let's write a print statement with a simple message hello world. If we press enter key, hello world is printed on the next line. Again, we can write other Python statements at this blinking cursor, but we prefer to write code in a file that will be stored in some directory and we can access that anytime. For that, go to File and select New. It will open a new editor where we can write codes. Let's write the same statement here. To save this file, you can press Ctrl+S or go to File and Save. This window asks for the path where you want to save the file. I'm selecting a folder Computer Programming 1 and now we should name the file, for example, first. After that, we have to write .py, which is the extension of Python file. Once saved, you can go to Run and click Run Module or simply press F5 key. On the idle window, you can see message printed. It also shows you the complete path of the file. If I go to my folder Computer Programming 1, you can see the file there. Now we will be doing 2 path settings which is important for future work. In future, you would need to install different packages for Python and those are installed through package installer known as pip. There are 2 variants, pip and pip3. They get installed with Python, but sometimes there might be some path issues. To check if it is set properly, go to Windows search bar and type cmd and press enter. It will open the command prompt. Type in pip3 or simple pip and press enter. If you see this kind of detailed output describing different commands and options, that means pip is set properly. However, if you see some error like pip is not recognized as an internal or external command, then you need to set the path manually, which I'll show you now. Even if you are not getting the error, stay with the video as we need another path setting. We need to locate the folder where Python is installed. For that, open any folder or press Windows keys +E and on the address bar type in %appdata% and press enter. It will open this folder roaming inside appdata folder. Go back to appdata folder, then go to local, then programs, then Python, and here we have Python 3.9 where the Python is installed. Go inside this and you can see different files and folders. Go inside the folder scripts. Here you can see pip3 and pip. So this is the path of pip which we need to set in Windows environment. For that, in Windows search bar, type in environment variables. Select this edit system environment variables. Select this environment variable. In the upper part of this window, you can see a variable path. If it is not there, you can add that from the new button. And if it is there, select that and click edit. Inside this variable, we have different paths. And the first one is the path of pip. If you don't see the path of pip, click new and paste in the path you found earlier. I'll not do that because it is already there. Now we need to do second path setting, which is needed for proper working of other IDEs, for example Visual Studio Code, which we will be installing shortly. For that we need path of Python 3.9 folder. I'll copy this path, and on the same environment variable window, on the lower part we have variable path. Select that and click edit. Here we can see different paths, but we don't see the path for Python. So click new and paste in the path we just copied. So all necessary settings are completed, and now let's download Visual Studio Code. For that, search for Microsoft Visual Studio Code and open the very first result. Here you can see different download options for different operating systems. I'll go for Windows and click 64-bit system installer. Download will start in a few moments. Once the download is complete, click that. Click I accept the agreement and click next a couple of times. Once installation is complete, keep this Launch VSC selected and click Finish. Visual Studio Code will open and you will see a window similar to this one. If any pop-up message appears, just close that. On the left side we have different options, and let's go for the last one, which is extensions. We have to configure Visual Studio Code for Python, and you can see the most popular extension of Visual Studio Code is Python. Click this install button and wait until installation is finished. So Python is configured successfully for Visual Studio Code, but let's add one more extension which gives a couple of good features in Visual Studio Code. The extension is CodeRunner, so type in CodeRunner here and install this extension. And now we are ready to go. To create or open Python file, we will go to this topmost icon, which is Explorer. Click Open Folder and select some folder where you want to save your files. I'll select the same Computer Programming 1 folder, and now in this Explorer window, you can see the files inside the selected folder. And you can see we have this file first, which we created earlier. If we click that, it will open the file on the right side having the statement we wrote earlier. Cancel any pop-up message which appears. I'm pressing Ctrl and plus to zoom in. To run this code, press this run icon and you will see the output on the output window. To create a new file, go to File and New File. Or else inside the Explorer window, click this icon for new file. Type in the name, for example second.py, and press enter. Remember, adding .py after the file name is very important. Otherwise Visual Studio Code will not consider that as a Python file. Let's type in a different code here as a equal to 4 and print its value. See that as I have typed in PRI, I'm getting code completion help from Visual Studio Code known as IntelliSense. The first one is print and is highlighted. So if I just press tab key, it will get selected. Now I entered the opening parenthesis and the closing parenthesis is added automatically. I will type A and the program should print the value of variable A, which is 4. I should click do not show again for this pop-up. Now run the code. You can see 4 is printed on the output window. Now let's do just a couple of more settings. For that, go to File and Preferences and click Settings. Type in Run Code on the search bar and scroll down until you reach this option of Clear Previous Output. Select this and it will clear the previous output when you run the code. Scroll down a bit more and select this option of Run in Terminal. This will run the code in terminal rather than the output window. Output window can have some messages displayed other than the program output in which we are not interested, so we will run the code in terminal. Go down a bit more and select this Save File Before Run, which will automatically save the changes when you run any program. So now if we run the same program, the output is shown on the terminal. You can open multiple files as separate tabs on the right side. There can be many other settings, and instead of going into Settings window, you can press Ctrl plus Shift plus P and that will open a palette where you can search for different settings and features. For example, type in color and select color theme. At present I am working with dark plus theme. If I select light or light plus theme, it will change to that. You can explore many other settings by yourself. So that's all from this video. Thanks for watching.